If anybody's been following me over the last year, they've seen that I've picked up CGI. I never thought I would, but I did, and it's cool. Why? Well, the whole world shut down for an entire year. But I used the specific program Blender. If you don't know what Blender is, it's an amazing CGI workflow tool, whole thing, the whole shebang from start to finish. You can make an entire movie in Blender and CGI. It's awesome. My favorite program used to be like Photoshop. I thought it was really cool. I can make anything I ever wanted in there, but like 3D with Photoshop, amazing. Like anything I want to make, I can make. It's awesome. So today I thought, why not go through everything that I've made and learned over the last year. Well, not everything, that would take forever, but milestones, at least. These two photos are the first photos I ever rendered on my old laptop. I mean, in general, actually, in my entire life. The reason I was so excited about these was because I thought that I had figured out volumetric lighting. I was having problems in Photoshop and I couldn't figure out how to get the light to, I guess, look volumetric and foggy and actually, you know, I don't know, look real. So I learned about Blender and I opened it up and started playing around with it. And I realized, oh my gosh, I can do that here. And the photo on the left, you can kind of see it's darker at the bottom, but the photo on the right is not. I thought I had done like some sort of volumetric lighting. Turns out I was just using Cycles, which is the native renderer for Blender. And it was just like bouncing around a lot more and it was like softer light. Anyway, I had no idea what I was doing, but I thought it was important to include these two photos as the first things that I ever made in 3D. From then on, I started working on all kinds of shapes and just playing around with the nodes to come up with like quirky, weird designs. And, you know, some weird materials, a lot of metallic stuff because it's pretty basic, some emission materials. And I was just sticking with simple shapes. With the photo on the right, you can see I figured out depth of field and how to actually like create a digital camera and focus it. So you can see like in the background it's a little bit blurred out, in the foreground that other ball is a little bit blurred out. I actually love these two. These are still like so much fun to look at. This photo is special because it was the first time that I used two new features. There is scattering of all the rocks across the surface of the dune, I guess. I can't remember exactly how I did it, but it still looks pretty good because I still actually struggle with this today. Like, how do I get these things to scatter across the shape of a thing? I always forget how to do it and I have to go look it back up, but whatever. Number two reason that this is a really special photo is it was actually the first time that I used real volumetrics. The clouds in the sky are rendered. They are not a photo. They are not some fake plane. They are actually rendered. I used a bunch of different noises to kind of twist and contort a volumetric object and just scatter it around. I think it looks pretty cool. If you know anything about Blender, you've heard about Blender Guru, the YouTube channel that helps you out with all kinds of tutorials, and they don't look super real, but you know, still, I was very early on at this point, and I think they turned out really good. I was still working on the laptop when I made these. I love Minecraft. It's not too much to explain here. Again, I think I used a bunch of scattering to put these plants in there, and there's a little bit of volumetrics. You can kind of see it from the top, and creating that diamond icon in the middle was kind of complicated, but I had figured out how to do it, and it's still one of my favorite photos. I think it's just super neat. A few months ago, I found a new render engine called Octane, and Octane is just amazing. It's so good. And they finally had a Blender build that included Octane, and I decided to make a few things in there. And the picture on the right is the first one I ever made with the sand dune and that little torus thing. And Octane just has way better displacement when it comes to displacement. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's got really good displacement. So the dune is hyper detailed. Like if you look at the moon photo in the middle, like it looks so good, and it's super fast. It's not like Cycles that has to chug through an actual displacement. And the photo on the left with like the purple hills and alien planet space dude and the planets in the background, that's actually 3 separate renders. The foreground with the mountains and the dude, and then there's the 2 different planets are both separate renders because I could not get them to look right through the atmosphere. So it's all in Photoshop, all that stuff. I put them all together and it looks super clean in my opinion. At some point I started learning about space stuff and I was like, I have to make a video about flying through space. And this video, oh my God. I was so blown away when I first made this just by like how good it actually looked and how I could make these types of things. I was like, no, this is incredible. It's so good. You could just, here, let's watch it. At some point, I entered a competition on Instagram. I was just bumbling through my feed and found this guy who was like, hey, let's have a competition. The theme is space. So I decided to have a space fight. And this video, I did it in 5 days. I had to model out the main ship. I had to, everything in here is mine. The planet textures, the ship, the everything. I built everything from the ground up in 5 days, and I am super proud of this little video. I'm still love it. I think it's so much fun. I did all the voice acting. It was, not the greatest, but who cares? It was good enough. I ended up winning the competition. I'm super happy about that. But this video is really cool. And a neat little bonus, it actually loops. But here, let's watch it. Captain, we are arriving at the refuel site in 3, 2, 1. Captain, scanners is showing a skirmish between the locals at the local fuel depot. I think we're about to enter a firefight. Ship-wide, red alert. On it, sir. Navigation, find us a way out of here as soon as you can.
Yes, sir.
Front shields to full power, switch to hydro. Engines, where are those FTL drives?
They'll be up in 10 seconds, sir.
Comm, ship-wide.
Yes, sir.
Crew, prepare for immediate warp. Get us out of here now, pilot.
Aye, sir.
This is from another course that I started with CG Boost. They are awesome, very knowledgeable group of people, and they make really awesome tutorials. I bought the course about landscapes, and it's so good. The outcome of this video is just amazing, and I'm happy with it, and it's got really good sound design. So here, watch it. And most recently, one of the things I'm super proud of, like I am blown away. When I watched this, I was like, oh my God, that looks perfect. This was incredible. I found a little tool called True Earth. I bought it. I can't remember how much I bought it for. It's $20, something like that. I can't remember. It is so good at rendering atmospheres and volumetric clouds. You can see the shadows of the clouds stretching across the atmosphere, and there's like realistic Rayleigh reflections, and I guess Rayleigh scattering is what it's called. It is just, oh my God, it's incredible. This is peak 1 year Blender video experience. So good. So good. That's it. I'm super proud of myself for everything that I've learned over the last year in Blender. It's honestly amazing. It's helped me so much in my creative career in other areas, as far as like composition and learning how to line things up, thinking better in 3D space with lights. It honestly has helped so much. I'm super stoked to keep studying and learning and building and creating more and more things and using these tools in more and more professional ways and adding it to the tool set that I can use in my career. If you like the video, destroy, delete, harass the like button, share to anybody who might find this interesting, and I really appreciate you. Bye. I think this chair is worse than my last one.